more Peach Ike here for you. We talked about this matchup earlier. Interesting matchup in neutral. Peach has to do a lot of moving around to deal with Ike's range, but also Peach's advantage and combo game so strong once she is in.
Toxex with good shield discipline, just understanding you just gotta take those Peach hits, don't drop shield or else you're gonna take that 47 like you just did.
And Toxex swinging a little more freely towards the end of last set and continuing that into this one. And it's, you know, not swinging constantly or randomly, but just controlled aggression that's really important in this matchup and keeps Peach on her toes. That always looks so funny. Ike up B, armored, not throw immune.
Yes.
That would be kind of wild.
There is one character that has throw immunity. That is Kazuya.
Oh, yeah, that checks out.
Can't be thrown if you can't be anything.
Your entire body is blue. Ooh, Trey trying to play the angle on that, not quite working out.
So fast after the... Oh,
DI's through it, doesn't get hit by the up tilt, or the out tilt. And Toxex in a bad spot here. Oh,
barely
run up
missed.
counter though, or hit the turnip.
This is borrowed time. If Toxex can take a stock here, that's going to be huge.
Ooh, bad DI in the back air. They're probably trying to dash back or like jump backwards there. Just got caught holding away and Trey
doesn't
gets
really
the back
get
air.
anything from that extra time.
And here's where we see Nuggetz' movement really coming into play. Able to dodge these landing aerials and whiff punish in a way that a lot of characters can't do, and that's one of the big advantages Peach does have in this matchup, as well as against a lot of the Sword characters. Really the best thing that she has, the ability to just like use these micro-spacing movements with float to dodge the very edge of the hitbox and then whiff punish.
Yep,
like that.
Even it out. Toxex tries to go for a grab there, but
it should be an air dodge, doesn't quite reach it.
Tries to go for some funny stuff, but Nuggetz is not laughing.
And after a pretty strong start, Nuggetz is definitely taking control of this game to some degree. We have seen how explosive Toxex can be with this character. 58, not as safe as it would be in a lot of matchups. You see right away. Quick 2-hit combo into one more read for a kill.
And Peach, plenty of kill power when you're close to the edge, but like, it's just getting there.
Yeah, Peach, not a lot of like full screen kill power.
Yep.
Really reliant on sideways kill moves. Only upwards kill moves really going to be up smash most of the time. Eventually up tilt and up air kill moves, but it takes a long time. If you're there, you're already in a bad spot. Right. And Nuggetz definitely gets a lot of his kills off edge guards in this matchup. Has been trading with that side B a lot today though, and that's been really good. But now, his percent lead is basically gone.
Almost killed.
You know, he's up 50%, but they're both at kill percent at this point. Oh, I was supposed to float in air.
I think I smell an up smash coming from Toxex.
Oh, really good reaction. So, a good job to get that tech chase for the kill. Nuggetz missed a float nair that would have whiff punished just a little bit earlier there and almost died for it. Anytime you see a Peach float just off the ground and start up down air, that's supposed to be a nair because the inputs are, you know, down and jump to float, and then you have to go back to neutral and hit A to hit nair. Because there's no C-stick neutral air in this game. Something that makes me very sad still. And the main reason I don't play Peach in this game, honestly. But it makes ground float nair a lot harder than it was the last two games. Because you have to input down to float and back to neutral and then back down if you want to fastball it right away. And right there we see it again. That's down tilt nair into a big combo, but if you get the whiff down air, you lose all the damage. Alright. So Nuggetz gets creative to get some damage there, gets 50% out of that. Oh, I respect it. Okay.
Yeah.
And Nuggetz playing around the expectation that Toxex would not shield with a Saturn out, even if the Saturn was not in his hands. And it worked out there. That's the kind of mind games that I think are really strong. A lot of people will see a Saturn and be like, all right, my shield button is turned off for a bit. But it's like, you can still use your shields when you see the Saturn not being a threat anymore. But it's so hard to adapt to that and like quickly in the moment decide like, oh, it's okay for me to shield right now, just not like a second before or after.
Yeah.
So good avoidance for a while, but Toxex with such consistent pressure in that sequence, and eventually it gets through. I think that shield poked.
Oh, I thought Toxex was falling behind quite a lot, but
he was, and then he wasn't.
Yeah. There we go.
And there's the turnip tick throw. That's so much damage when you get that. That's a really strong setup because it catches jumps out of shield like it did right there. It catches if they stay shielding, you get a guaranteed grab if you do it fast enough off the turnip hitting their shields. Really, you have to roll out of that situation, or else you're going to get hit by something. Trey happy to just take the damage, then he gets the kill next time on the neutral get up punish.
Toxex was getting way too comfortable neutral get up.
Yeah, that's something that Nuggetz likes to take advantage of on his ledge trapping. He'll let you start to get comfortable with an option when you're at low percents, and then he'll hard punish that option at higher percents, no matter what the option is.
Tries to go for up B.
Interesting.
I think if you're gonna read that like side B, just go for counter there.
And that's a good punish from Trey on the full hop. Ike's game plan is so reliant on those full hops in neutral that it's really important to be able to call them out. But that rage up air killing really early in that situation. And we're on last stock. Trey obviously has a big percent lead, but we saw how quickly Toxex can bring that back last game. And Toxex also does tend to grab a lot more in these kind of situations when it's like towards the end of the game if you're at low percent. Notice in general he likes to grab a lot more once he feels like he's catching on to your habits as like when he can grab you, as that counter will take it and Trey goes up 2-0. Because Ike does get a lot of reward off low percent grabs. You get down throw up air.
Nope.
No, it's 2-0.
2-0.
Game 1 was just really long.
Yeah.
But yeah, he'll get the like down throw up air guaranteed, but then you're like you just got up aired by Ike at like low percent, and he's right below you, so you're still in a bad spot there.
I think another part of this matchup, which Trey knows a lot about, is just kind of staying patient and staying in your game, which is hard to do after.
Oh, Trey will camp you in every game. We saw that at COF on Monday. He held up all the brackets because he camped in all of them. Actually, disclaimer: he does not camp in Brawl. We all camp him. He plays Fox.
I don't. I can't run away. I'm slow.
Yeah. So he got second in Alt, third in Brawl, and fourth in Strive. So we were all waiting on him a lot. He even camps with May though. I didn't know that was possible. Trey plays similar characters in most 2D fighting games that I've seen him play. The small girl who's actually a silverback trope. Mei, Miyako, that style. He wants to press buttons, but he also is patient while he does it. And it does actually kind of make sense when you see the way he plays Peach.
Against the Dark Knight. Against the Dark Knight. Yeah.
Groove, you know if you run Brawl State Beatdown, we're in. We're all here.
Toxex is a true character loyalist, picking the Path of Radiance music, which is some of the most fire music in the game, gotta say.
Big fan of Fire Emblem music in general, and this is one of the best. Oh, taking Trey to FD. That is curious. Nuggetz notoriously really strong on the stage, also really likes the stage. He'll take characters here who normally are very strong here. Oh, right idea from Nuggetz, but doesn't quite get the punish on the falling there.
I think this is not the worst pick from Toxex, only because Ike likes to just like fall and go directly to the ground. And regardless of whether, you know, Peach is underneath him, he'd prefer to nair onto the stage rather than onto the platform, I guess.
That is fair. I think that to some degree this will kind of increase the punish game of both characters. Because there's some matchups where landing on a platform is just a bad thing, and you kind of just extend the pressure. But in this matchup, I feel like on both sides, platforms do give you like some extra mix-ups when you're landing. Ike has so few of those mix-ups, and Peach has a few more, but can really struggle once they've burned float. So on both sides, it's going to be really hard to get back to the ground compared to what it would be on PS2, where they've been a lot of the night.
Oh, that's one thing that Toxex hasn't been doing this entire set, is just using
he was right.
Use quick draw as a burst option pretty much.
And we did see him do it quite a bit against Stripe, actually, and it worked pretty well. So good to see him starting to use that more. Quick draw is a really good move in general. It's, it has its flaws as a recovery option, but if you can start charging it high enough, it's a really strong mix-up. And then the uncharged version, almost safe on shields, safe at some ranges depending on the character and stuff. And it's definitely very fast. As we see Peach's jab being frame 2, that is the only thing it's good at, but it sure is frame 2.
It sure is frame 2.
It is not like Melee or Brawl jab, where it is frame 2 and has combos or mix-ups after it, but the frame 2 button's a frame 2 button. And Toxex is making this FD pick work really well so far, as Trey just misses the Nair follow-up on the missed tech. And I think part of that is that we're seeing, we've talked before, including tonight, about how Trey, very, very good neutral and movement, not the strongest combo game. And he's missing some damage on his punishes in this game compared to even what he would normally do here. And FD kind of, as we're talking about, magnifies the punish game of both characters in this matchup. So I like Toxex kind of betting on his advantage state and punish game being superior, and he's showing that so far, if only by a little bit, with a slight lead here.
And the good thing about this is Nuggetz probably won't want to go somewhere else after FD is chosen.
Yeah, I think if Toxex wins this game, there's a decent chance that we go right back. There's also always a chance that we go back to PS2, but I think there's definitely... Nuggetz would not usually be opposed to going here.
You know what would be nice is Delfino Plaza FD.
The old-fashioned Nuggetz counter pick. He's been taking all of us there for years.
I miss it.
And there's the punish. Doesn't directly punish the roll, but gets the punish after. This is like the 5th Saturn we've seen.
Yeah.
This is insane, even by his standards.
Check the switch. Check the switch.
Just yeets that boy out of here. But Nuggetz was way down in this game 3 and has taken it all the way back, has the percent lead now on the last stock. That's a good catch to get out of that situation. Even though he didn't hit with the turnip, really important catch to get out of disadvantage there for Toxex. That was the only way out of that situation. Any other option either got him hit by the turnip, or it was a directional air dodge that got him hit by Nuggetz himself.
I think Toxex is getting a little too predictable.
And I like Nuggetz calling out the full hop out of shield option. Since Ike struggles with actually punish things out of shield, we'll often see him just use that as an opportunity to full hop when he shields an aerial. But Nuggetz is ready for that one. It has a percent lead, but we know how quickly this can change.
Yeah, these juggles aren't the greatest from Toxex.
Just barely missed a couple of up airs there.
Kind of
really good tick throw setup again, not quite gonna kill.
Ooh. Good side B.
Trey being so patient here. Letting Toxex swing first, but not punishing yet. And the Nair up air will just barely connect. Toxex living at 193 to extend this set.
No sympathy from me.
Toxex on the board.
All right, so we have a set. We'll see what the counter pick is. The counter pick is Fodlan wins.
I respect it. Not my favorite, but I respect it.
And yes, the counter pick is in fact back to FD as far as the stage goes. But
yeah, no, I think this is good for Toxex. I think this is what Toxex wants. It's
yeah, he made this work really well last game. Took a big lead, lost it, and then came back at the end and made it work.
It's like, oh, you like this stage? I also like this stage. Let's go here. And it's like, even though you've
I know
been losing
Toxex
all
does
the
ban this stage at least some of the time. It is not known as a great Ike stage in general, but I do see the logic in this matchup, and he's definitely making it work well. I think the big thing is that in a lot of matchups, Ike gets so many big combos off of sour spot, off of having like platform extensions, things like nair, and then like jump to a platform nair, and then rising up here. But he wasn't really hitting those on Peach consistently. Peach is so floaty that the range of those is really small. So he's gotten a lot more punish game here. We have another Saturn. This is hilarious. Yep, getting some damage off it. And he's using the threat of the Saturn so well. You know, he's only thrown it at him like just that first time, other than in combos.
Doesn't matter though.
But there's the nair up air. Toxex bringing it back to an even stock count.
Get rid of that.
Ooh, and Trey knowing that Saturn has almost no hit stun, and there it is. There's the Saturn
shield break.
break.
Get rid of it. You didn't listen.
Doesn't get rid of it, suffers the consequences, and Trey is on set point. This is truly an absurd number of Saturns to take. As that one finally gets thrown off stage by accident. But Trey with a full stock lead. Almost hits the Golf Club on that side B. Golf Club is generally the least rewarding of Peach F smashes, but it does have really large range, so it can be used to edge guard some situational recoveries. That's another way!
No! No,
There's
that's
no
not
way.
fair!
And at this point, I actually don't mind keeping it around. Okay, he does get rid of that one. Well, at this point, you need the big play. Like, I understand the idea if you wanted to keep it around, but he does get rid of it. Nuggetz
I think
probably at nair up air percent. Yep, there it is.
After that happens, you can't just be like, yeah, I'm gonna keep this one around too.
Yeah, it takes, you know, so much confidence to the point where it's just too much of an ego to actually try to use that against someone like Nuggetz at that point. Like, at that point, you're actively hurting yourself trying to prove yourself. It's just like, just get rid of it.
They're gonna do it.
So I do like the decision to throw it away, because that does make a lot of sense.
Toxex rightfully calling Nuggetz a cheater.
Yes, we all know he is. We've just accepted it by